Hi friends, my name is Bhavya Mangla. I'm IATF qualified auditor doing audit for the automotive sector for the last 19 years. I'm again with a very interesting topic, and today I'm going to talk about balanced scorecard. And by the time this video will end, you will understand what exactly is the meaning of balanced scorecard, when it all started, why it is important for us, and how to effectively implement in your organization so that you can utilize the true benefits of it. Well, in our day to day life, sometimes we have this urge that we want to be very fit. And to remain fit, what we do? Say we decide that I want to run 21 kilometers. Now, how we can run 21 kilometers in one day? So maybe you can bifurcate that. Okay, then I will practice every day and I will start with 2 kilometers, then four, then six and eight, and all that. Now, to do that, you also need to have some sort of a exercise also, which can strengthen your muscle. So you start doing that. But then apart from that, you also need to look into your diet, that what kind of food you need to eat and what time you need to eat food, what time you have to wake up and sleep, and where you have to do all the practice. So when you do all that, there is a very high possibility that at maybe after 3 months or 6 months, you will be able to run 21 kilometers and you will be able to achieve your overall target of remaining fit. Something similar is balance scorecard. When we talk about balanced scorecard, primarily the intent is that whatever is a strategy which is there, how we can deploy it effectively in the company so that we can get the whole benefit of it. Because what is happening is that making a strategy is a very good thing. But if it is not effectively implemented, then having a strategy or not having a strategy does not serve any purpose. So that's why the role of balanced scorecard comes into place. So as a definition, when we talk about balanced scorecard, primarily it's a performance metric which is used to identify, improve, and control a business various functions and resulting outcomes. It was introduced in 1992 by two gentlemen, David Norton and Robert Kaplan, who talked about four different aspects of it. The first aspect is talking about the finance, second is talking about customer, the third one is about the internal processes, and the fourth one is about learning and development. So once all these four aspects are being considered, then we can very well say that whatever we are planning with respect to the strategy, it can be effectively implemented. Then brings a very interesting question that why balanced scorecard is important. So when we talk about balanced scorecard, the main intent of balanced scorecard when we implement effectively it is that it allows the management to save time, money and resources when they need to execute reviews to improve procedures and operations. Well, Mr. Joran has said a very interesting thing. He said that without a standard, there is no logical basis for making a decision or taking action. So now let's talk about these four steps, starting first with finance. So when we talk about finance, basically the intent is that what we exactly want to achieve in terms of finance. It could be profitability, maybe the revenue, maybe the sales achievement. Now, when we talk about finance, it is not possible unless and until we are taking care of the second step, that is customer. Now, to achieve that financial target, we need to make sure that we need to add more customers, we need to increase the business of share for the existing customer, we need to make sure that customers are satisfied so that they can give you business. Now that brings point number three about the internal processes. Now to make sure that we can add more customers, we can keep customer happy, we can increase the business share, we need to make sure that our quality is good, our productivity is good, our overall equipment effectiveness is good, our inventory level is controlled. So when we have all those internal indicators in control, then we can take care of the customer. But then very important thing comes. The fourth step, that is about learning and development. Now to do all that, it's also very important that the people who are working there, they should be competent, they should be qualified. So there will be some parameters which are related to training and development, enhancing their competence so that things can happen. So you can see we are talking about a strategy which is to be deployed, say, and we want to achieve the financial goal. To achieve the financial goal, we have to take care of customer. To take care of customer, we have to take care of internal processes. And to take care of internal processes, we have to do something with respect to learning and development. So it's an integrated chain which is there, which is resulting in that. And if you remember in ISO 9001, in IATF, they are using two very interesting things, interrelated and interacting processes. So here exactly we are talking about that. And whenever we are implementing this particular thing, we have to regularly in a structured way monitor it, that whether things are implemented effectively or not. So here there comes the rule of pdca, planning, do, check and act. That first we make the strategy, then based on the strategy we deploy that strategy, then we check whether the strategy is effectively working or not using these four key parameters, and then we take action that what needs to be done so that these four legs can be improved further. Now, to make sure that these four legs are actually working, we have to go a little bit further where we need to deploy that. And another 4 points are coming at this particular stage, wherein we are talking with respect to objectives, goals, then indicators, and the initiative. So let's take a dummy example wherein we are talking about an organization who want to increase their revenue. So the financial perspective with respect to the objective will be to increase the revenue. Now goal will be to increase the revenue say by 10%. What will be the indicator? It can be the financial statement which gives the detail about that, and what are the different initiatives that we have to take. We have to develop some new credit policy for the distributors because they are bringing new business. Then comes second leg, customer perspective. Now the objective will be to have a high average customer rating. Once we have that, there is a possibility that revenue will increase. But the goal is to increase the value of each purchase, say by 5% or 10% on an average. What will be the indicator for that? We have to see the value of invoices for each individual so that we can see that our overall revenue is getting increased. And what are the initiatives that we need to take? We need to improve the product mix, create maybe some deals and all those things so that that can be achieved. Then bring the third leg. What are the different internal processes and what are the perspectives there? So first of all, the first thing is to offer choices of sales and channel. The second part is about transfer at least 30% of sales to the new sales. Now what will be the indicator? The indicator can be the percentage of sales per channel, and what are the overall initiatives that we will take. We have to implement the telemarketing or some other things so that we can achieve that. Now to achieve level 3, the fourth level comes into picture, learning and growth. So here our overall objective is to have skilled manpower or skilled sales force. So for that we need to give training to all the people on the sales team, and how we are going to see the indicator, the number of certificates that are being issued, and then we have to develop a relationship so that things can be taken care of. So broadly you can see when I'm talking about balanced scorecard, it is talking about 4 key things. We are starting basically about the strategy and its deployment. Earlier it was only the financial perspective which was taken care, but then this new 4 new concepts came where we're talking about finance, followed by customer, then internal processes, and the last we are talking about learning and development. Then it's come a very interesting question. What are the key challenges that industry is facing with respect to balanced scorecard? So the first one is that how many employees are actually aware and clear about the intent of the management, that how these things are interlinked. And the second and the most important challenge is that even though balanced scorecard is implemented globally in many organizations, how often actually all these 4 legs are interrelated with each other and one layer is giving benefit to the other. It's a very important thing to take care of. So in summary, I talked about what exactly is a balanced scorecard. Then I talked about the 4 key layers about it: financial, internal processes, customer, and learning and development. Then I talked about one model, that how we can implement that and map that so that we can effectively implement. And lastly, I talked about the key industry challenges with respect to that. My next video will again be something similar to this, where I'm going to talk about Hoshin Kanri. Well, regularly I'm getting a lot of feedback from your side and they're helping me to understand your perspective. So please do continue that. And in case you want to know a little bit more about this video, there's find a link below. If you click that, you'll find a blog there, and there you find this information in much more detail. And in case you're liking these kind of videos and blogs, you can always share with your friends and colleagues, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and my website bhavyamangla.com. Thank you.